Well,
Hello, hello. Can you hear me? I dropped out of the call.
Yes, I can hear you.
well, we are live now, so
Okay.
be prepared, guys. It's gonna be tough. Oh, guest of today. Change that. Patrons.
Hmm?
There we go.
Yep.
Okay. Hello, everybody. What's up? Welcome to another installment of Alphabet Live. Today, I'm just gonna do a little chatting with my patrons here. So, yeah,
Yep.
patrons is chat has moved. Sorry, now the stream is moved because I have technical issues with Hangout. That's so weird. I never had any issues with Hangout before, but regardless, we're live now. So
I remember.
If you want to join in, go to Alphabet Band Patreon and pay $1 you lazy ass.
Yo, you sound like Oni G.
I don't know who's that.
He's
I wonder,
animated.
I wonder if we're gonna say stuff that we're gonna regret later when we go find jobs.
Shit.
Well,
Yo, I want to join. I want to get into the fucking comics business. Am I gonna regret this?
well, that's
Probably.
fine. Probably.
Yeah, you're. Actually, to be honest, yes, you will. Just stick to webcomics.
Wait, audio is a little low. Okay, got it.
Thanks for the cough. It's fine.
So, where do we start?
Yeah, I don't know where we start, cause I think we should start off. Yeah, speaking of comics, cause lots and lots of things have been happening with comics lately, and well, I was about to talk about the fact that lots and lots of the comic content creators, like, they try to harass diversity in comics so much, like, it's to the point of insanity. Like, wait a second, I'm gonna share you a tweet that I find. Wait a second, give me a minute, because it is insane the amount of the level of how do you call it? These people would go
Lack.
these people would go
How
so
insane you're
far.
talking about.
They're going to, like, amass flag channels. They try so hard to, like, try to take down channels and everything like that. It's insane, and they have, like, people inside YouTube to know where to, like, take them down. It's so bizarre.
Could you imagine if mangakas did this, like Kishimoto or Kubo, just hitting their fans or something like that?
Oh,
I don't
God.
know half of these people.
Yeah, I actually do want to talk about Kemono Friends. I'm still completely out of the loop on what happened when they fired that director. Was it that director? Or...
Oh yes, that is the director who actually got fired. I think the reason why is because of, like, I think he sent, like, his fans, like, a little OVA video, which the studio kind of found out, and they weren't happy about it.
Seriously, that's it? That's all the
I
reason?
I think that is the reason. As for what I remember it from the Discord chat, I think I have to find it.
Jesus.
Isn't Japan really anal about their contracts and like following the rules and all that?
Yeah, I think it was something like that.
Yeah, that's kind of the case. It's always the case. I wouldn't want anyone to look at my shit.
I don't know.
To be
How can you get fired from sharing the OVA? That is so weird.
Well, it
Maybe it was a hentai
could
movie.
be. Well, there are many factors to it.
Mm-hmm.
He was probably under contract and shouldn't be revealing anything. But I'm not in the industry.
I'm not a lawyer.
Kind of extreme to fire the director for that, though. I would like give him a lecturing or make him punish him some way, but not fire him. That seems kind of extreme.
Yeah. Like it's a little too much. It doesn't have to be freaking fired for it.
Still searching for it because I remember it was on Discord like one time, and they were basically talking about it.
Yo, shit, wait, is it displaying my real name? Fuck.
Does it?
Well, it's
well-
not your last name.
Dude,
so
call
it's
your
fine.
shit back.
Yeah, there's lots of background noise. Who is that from? I don't know.
That's not me.
Probably me. Give me a second.
I gotta need to
Well,
fix that because
The last name is so it's fine, I think.
yeah, should be fine now. All right. Let's see what's on the news here, because I'm not too prepared for the stream yet. I need to get some topics here. Susan Wojcicki is making a YouTube channel. You guys heard that?
Who is that?
That
The
is
CEO of YouTube.
the CEO of YouTube.
I think Paul did say something about rating it.
Yeah, the dislike ratio is insane. Should we actually do a little bit of a watch together? Because that would be great. Let's get the video and watch together. I create a room here, so you can watch the video together. See whether or not the wait a second, get the stream working here. Hopefully nobody see the link.
Yeah, Upload Man. Get the stream working. You have 16 gigabyte RAM in your computer.
Actually, I have 12. Okay.
Fair enough.
Okay, I set it on Discord, the watch together link. Now, all we need to do is get the YouTube link. Give me a second. Current place empty.
Hi, Susan.
Okay, stop that. Should play this in full screen, can I? Can I play this in full screen?
Hi, Susan.
Hey, Susan.
Hey, Susan. Hi, Susan.
Wait a second, guys. Let me play this.
Hi, Susan.
Stop! Stop!
Hey, Susan. Hi, Susan.
Let me handle the
Susan.
controller. Let me handle the controller.
Hold on. Hi, Susan.
Hey, Susan.
Let me handle the controller. You guys doing great.
Wait, can anyone control this?
Yes, anyone can control it.
Oh, that's great.
So if you choose want to pause.
Sweet.
So if you choose to pause it, if you want to pause a specific moment, you can actually do that. So
Okay.
can I get
Play
the
it.
full screen, please? Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, good.
Hi, Susan.
Hey guys.
You should use this.
Oh, Friggy, what are you doing there? Wait a second. Friggy's still there. Oh,
Susan.
wait.
Hi, Susan.
Stop playing that. That's starting to get annoying.
How do we say her
Yeah,
last
that's-
name?
Yeah, that's just getting annoying.
All
No,
right.
instead, I'm not gonna call her Susan. I'm gonna call her Nasus.
All right. Okay. That should at least add the hang out in there. There we go. Okay. So, in my word. All right.
Never used that site before. Watchtogether.com.
That you should use it. If that's for if you want to watch videos together with other people. So, lots of high
I
speed
prefer
spams.
YouTube.
Right. So let's watch this because it's interesting.
Hi,
Did anybody pause that?
Susan.
Hey, Susan.
Hey, Susan. Hi, Susan. Wojcicki. Hold on, wait a sec. Let me YouTube it.
Wojcicki.
Wojcicki. Hi, Susan Wojcicki.
Who are those people exactly? I still- No.
Yeah.
Apparently, a lot
I
of
don't
these
know
are
half of these
celebrities.
people.
Sorry. Lots of
Wait,
audience.
who are these people?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I don't know who they are.
I
Maybe
think they're
don't
from
know.
YouTube Kids.
Maybe.
Are we supposed
Maybe.
to know who they are?
Yeah, like it's advice from creators, like YouTube creators. Okay, creators of what exactly? Because
I know
Hey, fuck
one.
you. Don't tell me advice. I could do my own thing on YouTube. It's not like I got like 32 subscribers.
In fact, there is one YouTuber that actually had like a very motivational way of basically of starting your own video. And I think it was like Black Critic Guy, which he's very awesome. He does like a bunch of reviews of anime and cartoons, all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
And there was one video that says, don't be afraid to like upload your first video. And it was very nice, basically. If I could basically show you through like a link or something then on Discord, then that will be fine.
That critic guy.
Yeah, he's very awesome.
Wait a second.
Is he related to that guy T?
No.
Oh yeah, about Adam because somebody in my house had played it. This video on top.
Yeah, that was the video.
Anime. God fucking damn me. God fucking damn it. Let me watch my own anime.
Oh, I know this guy.
Yeah. That one I actually really liked.
Wait a second. You guys are cutting off for some reason.
Internet problems?
Yep. I don't know what's going on with the internet here. You guys are cutting. It's probably.
Hey, you're the tech
It's probably
You're the tech
Hangout.
expert.
No, not really. I think it's Hangout that's the one causing it. Could you guys? I think Hangout's causing the one problem here. I think you guys give me a quick minute here. How about we move to voice instead? The Discord voice. I think Hangout has been. I don't know. It sounds robotic. Some of you guys sound a little robotic in sense. So let's try the voice chat in the voice chat in Discord.
Beep, boop,
Alright.
remove thoughts.
Okay, give it. Let's
Don't
click here.
forget to subscribe to my channel.
Okay. This should be at least a little bit more pleasant to hear. Lots of technical issues, guys, so bear with me here. Wow, I can't hear you. That is so weird. Well, this is great. Oh, damn. Wait, that's not the right audio channel. Damn. No. That's not the right audio channel, guys. Wait, what? Why does it stream in? Why does it select my that is so weird. Okay, try to speak up. Okay, there we go.
Everyone's voice is pixelated and robotic.
Well, speaking of robotic, that worked out well. Shit. Oh god. I don't know what's going on here.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah.
It's
It's
like
so...
it just.
I don't know what's going on here.
Oh,
Testing.
okay, now it's on.
Sorry. I've been
Okay, now it's working.
having.
Now it's working.
Can you guys hear
Hooray!
me?
Yay!
Yeah, we can hear you.
Autism.
Oh, great. Thank God. Thank God it's working now. The hell happened there? Wait, the chat is
Oh
starting.
yay!
Give me a minute.
Yeah, this is easier to mute now.
Chat's finally here. Right, so where were we on Susan?
The Watch Together.
No, we're talking about NASA's.
Nassus.
Who's Nasus?
You know, play League of Legends?
Oh my god, no.
No.
Then you won't get the joke.
Oh, okay.
Alrighty.
Oh rip.
A quick comment. I believe this family is like Daddy05, those toy reviewers.
Oh, really? Toy
Just
reviews.
taking a quick. Yes.
Toy reviews. That's
I can't
interesting.
wait. Yeah.
Yep, Discord voice works. Okay, so asked a few friends for advice. Let's move on from this.
I could play it. There we go.
Did somebody pause it again? The hell?
I think someone did. It says George pause playback.
Is it recording?
Typical
Is it filming?
George of
Okay,
the Jungle.
Hi, Susan. Welcome to YouTube.
I did not
Am
mean to
getting-
have
am I
this
getting paid for
power.
this? No, I'm not getting paid. Okay, cool.
You're a
please-
god.
Like, what is this? Who's this? I don't know. Like, I'm trying to make sense on who these people are. Like,
I think I saw The Rock somewhere.
yeah, we'll get to The Rock.
Enjoy.
Rocky.
Hey, Susan.
The Rock, like in Cory in the House, that show that I've immediately watched as a kid.
Ah, Cory in the House. It's such an innocent little show.
The best anime
that
ever.
anime?
Oh, you fucking stole my joke.
Oh, why?
Your joke.
Why? Like Cory in the House is the best anime? That's an outdated joke. Stale.
Exactly.
Exactly.
But I haven't watched the prequel Raven in the House.
Oh,
No,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
Raven.
really? I thought the prequel was called The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I don't know.
Seven.
Bravo.
Right, let's do this.
Be starting your own YouTube
Did somebody pause the video again? The hell's going on?
It's George.
channel. That is very
I
exciting.
did not.
Congratulations
Come on,
on starting your
George.
channel.
My tip is just be you, just be
Let me try
authentic.
refreshing
I mean, you have no
this.
choice but to be just like,
I love it how, like-
but just like, cool. See, I did that.
Oh, look.
I didn't even.
He
like,
had to mute
pause
himself.
the thing. Yeah, never mind. Anyway, just be cool. Welcome to YouTube.
You want to make a great video? You have to rehearse. You got to practice, practice,
Funny
practice.
thing is, a lot of these people, as far as I could tell, aren't even like YouTubers. It's either like celebrities, Viners.
Viners and Instagram models, basically.
Yeah.
Do you think The Rock is made his own YouTube channel so he can get some of that what should we call it? He's running for president in 2020, I believe. So, you know, could this be for benefits?
Let's see. What is his name?
The Rock Dwayne Johnson.
No,
Dwayne The
not
Rock
Rock.
Johnson. Who?
There was some other guy. Kanye West. Yeah, Kanye West.
Kanye West? Was that Kanye West?
Doesn't Kanye West support Trump?
Easy.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Yeah, he did.
So did Mike Tyson.
Oh yeah, Mike Tyson also supported Trump. That's also interesting. Oh, well
I
said.
found
also-
the article.
And we also have, so that means he's an open, because he's a Muslim, so there we got a Muslim supporting Trump. There we go.
Oh, damn. Yep.
Oh shit.
Oh, that was right.
And then,
I prefer Kid Rock, to be honest.
Yeah, apparently.
have you seen the? No, I'll let you guys complete your
Ah.
thing.
Apparently, Dwayne The Rock Johnson is. The Rock is running for president, guys. So, okay.
I can't wait for a sequel to Maui.
You're welcome.
Welcome.
Moana. I mean Moana.
All right, let's do this.
Getting back to have you seen the news that Donald Trump called of Mexico lazy? And Mayor had replied back up, Donald Trump is going to hell.
Wait,
No.
I think that was Puerto Rico.
Well, was that Puerto Rico?
It was Puerto Rico.
I think the
Mexico.
mainstream media is just lying about the Trump thing regarding Puerto Rico because they think he's lambasting Puerto Rico. He's just lambasting the politicians who were incompetent in handling the situation.
Yeah,
True.
that's that.
Hmm.
I think we could start the video.
Yep.
That's what it's. That's what it's all about.
Awesome videos come to life on set. Great styling and cool props always help.
If
you work really, really hard every week on making amazing videos, life will give you amazing opportunities.
Even if things don't work out as planned, never give up and never stop trying.
Yay!
The editing process is the most important.
I still don't get the appeal of throwing the bottles.
Close-up and exciting photos are always better.
If we have one word of advice, don't worry about the negative comments. Everybody gets them.
But do
And
worry about
besides,
swears.
reading mean comment videos make for great content.
Stop. Someone is
That
certainly
kid.
messing up with it. Should have never stared at everybody in Discord. Oh, good lord. But still, everybody hates comments. You got to ignore them. Well, Susan, some of those hate comments, they are actual legitimate criticisms about how YouTube is demonetizing everybody. Like, at least try to care about that just for 1 second, Susan.
Yep.
Who bets that none of these guys ever have to worry about demonetization?
None of these guys, certainly. Definitely not The Rock, I can say for that. Definitely not The Rock.
Because when you have The Rock, you can't go wrong.
Can't go
Don't
wrong.
you mean President Rock?
No. No.
I can't wait to have
Why do we
Rock for president?
Okay, we have lots of president with dumb names like now in current year, like Trump, Rock. I just
Butch.
Okay.
Can it be more common? Alright, let's continue with the video.
Wait. Who here is excited for The Rock going against Trump, against Hillary, against the guy who owns Facebook? It's gonna be like the meme election. This is like Jeb Bush.
Oh my
Jeb Bush will
God.
have a better chance than the guy who owns Facebook.
Mark Zuckerberg, right? Wait, did he give up his citizenship?
Oh,
I know
God.
he gave up his citizenship. Can he get it back?
Who?
Mark Zuckerberg, the Facebook guy, he gave up his citizenship because he didn't want to pay taxes or something. So
No
can he get it back?
fucking way.
Yeah, he did it a long time ago.
Wait, you're fucking serious?
He
Yeah,
got
he
it
did it a
back.
long time ago.
No,
He did a long time ago.
technically, you only have to be born in the United States, I think. I don't think you have to be a citizen. I don't know. I'm a fucking 17-year-old. I'm not a politician.
I feel like that's gonna be a problem. I guess he looked into it. I don't know.
He's like,
Someone said Jeb Bush.
That is so weird. I just find it so weird that Mark Zuckerberg is going to run for president. I think anybody can run for president and beat Mark Zuckerberg at any time.
Okay, I'm actually scared of Mark Zuckerberg because he controls so much of social media. I mean, this is a guy who, it's really scary if he was to
Yeah.
run, in my opinion.
Yeah, it is
Prepare
scary.
for Roberto Copa. If anyone
Even the
knows
move-
about that.
Even the movie The Social Network, they actually made Mark Zuckerberg an asshole.
Yeah,
because he was. He
is.
I think everyone
Yeah.
agrees that he is an asshole, but I think they're just gonna go with him because he's like a left wing, which is kind of funny because a lot of people are like before all this crap, some people thought he was conservative. I'm just like, no, he's not.
He's not.
Nope.
For God's sake,
Not
like,
by a long shot.
he hacked people's freaking accounts on university. He hacks their photos and just put them on so that people can say, "Oh, this is a lot hotter. This is a lot harder." Like, come on, Mark.
And they call Trump the misogynist, really.
Mark Zuckerberg is not, apparently. So let's continue.
Maybe not centipedes. I don't know if you've got a pet centipede, but don't.
She could start the craze.
Don't be what other people want you to be. Be yourself and follow your dreams. My advice is
Oh yeah, be yourself, except when you swear. Or say
Yeah.
different political fucking ideas.
Yeah, don't fucking
Except-
curse, don't have an opinion.
Don't make shitposting videos. I know so many YouTubers whose shitposting videos have been fucking deleted. Bring them back.
And also, and not to mention, Brown knows a lot of people.
This is so disgustingly corporate. I mean, and it's ridiculous. Like, she's already a CEO. She's already successful. Why does she need people to tell her how to be successful? This is ridiculous.
Good point.
Isn't it obvious?
Not to mention it's on her own freaking platform too.
Wait, here's the thing. It's a huge ego trip.
Yeah, it can be interpreted as such. Yeah, and I just really hate the overwhelming, just the whole positivity finance. You need to be yourself, be good, everything like that. I don't. It feels so creepy. Like the positivity thing. Like this different measure is please be positive, be good, be kind. Like
just completely ignore all the yellow dollar signs next to your videos and just be happy and just be yourself. Just please ignore all the bad stuff.
Be a warm-hearted Christian liberal.
Still sounding more like Dolores Umbridge from Harry Potter.
She kind of looks like it if she's a little less, if she looks a little thinner.
Be a sec.
Has anyone asked whether or not traps are gay? Oh, for fuck's sake. We already
Are
been through
traps
that.
gay?
We already been through
I
that.
actually
Yes and no.
I saw a video.
It depends on your perspective.
I saw
Aiden
a
Paladin
video.
should do this. She can answer the question pretty specifically. She can answer the question.
Who? Trans.
Dicks are gay.
Dicks are
Aiden Paladin.
Aiden, she's going on freaking. She has to like cite freaking papers to show that traps are not gay. And okay, Aiden. All right, but I still think the traps. I don't know. I still I can find it confusing.
Here's the thing.
Well, I mean, like,
When you say
so,
traps are gay, are you saying that the traps themselves are gay, or are you saying the people that like traps are gay?
Aha.
That's the big question.
People who like traps are gay, but the traps themselves are not gay. See, we can come to a middle ground.
I actually saw a video
There you go.
regarding to the whole traps are gay.
This is okay. I'm gonna post this in general. This is my favorite quote unquote explanation for the traps are gay, as well as not being gay.
Oh,
argument.
right. I came in like on the
yeah,
best
I was like,
discussion
the math thing.
point ever. We're on discussion of whether traps are gay or not. Wonderful.
Yeah, I love it. That's much better. Hey, we should discuss
do you
traps
guys
are
remember
gay.
Schrodinger though? Have you guys seen Helsing? Like Schrodinger?
I haven't seen Helsing. It's on my freaking hard drive.
Yeah.
Actually, I recently just watched ReZero, of dark animes that really get really creepy later on.
Well,
Oh,
there's,
yeah.
there's a cat boy in Helsing whose name is Schrodinger, and he is basically a trap. So there's all so many levels of stuff on it.
Okay, I see.
He's also a Nazi.
A cat.
Yeah, that's familiar.
So
A cat boy
Nazi
who's
boy.
a Nazi.
Yeah, why not? I mean, if COD can get away with like putting like unhistorically correct
Nazi.
like people in the Nazis in their games, I mean, I'm sure we could put Catboy traps. Why not?
Nazi cat boy traps.
Nazi cat boy traps are super cool.
So it's a little flavor that makes it wonderful.
By the way, I just noticed I was downloading. I didn't notice that Nya is back. Do you guys know Nya? Nya.
Who's Nya?
Nya. Nya.si. It's basically.
Nya.si.
Yep, Nya.si. It's basically a site where you could get anime.
Oh.
Isn't Daisuke down? Or like going down or something?
They used to go down, but I don't know where you guys get your anime from because I'm struggling to find freaking sources.
Oh, I can see what I have, like from my sources at least.
I think I know where you could get it. You could pirate it from the Pirate Bay.
I'll tell you what,
Nah.
I'm not getting it. Funimation.
No. Kiss Anime is actually pretty good if you want to stream it online, but the problem is I know that's not the best option for you.
Kiss Anime, you have to like download everything individually. That's not exactly great.
Yeah.
I know there's also 9anime.to, but the thing is that you better need to have like your Udefender and strict like pop-up blockers for your Chrome or Firefox.
There are some torrent sites that are really good. I'm trying to remember them. Oh yeah, Horrible Subs is good, but you need to be welcomed into the community of Horrible Subs. So there is a way to get an invite into the community because they require you to be they require you to at least seed a little bit and download a bit too. But like if you're part of the community, you can get it pretty easy because you can download like entire sets because they do torrents there.
Batch,
So,
yeah.
Yeah. Then and I know a friend of mine who was actually part of it. He said they're pretty. He said Horrible Subs is pretty decent for that, and then for getting stuff on there for sure.
Yeah, I know Horrible Subs. But
yeah,
still, I just kind of sad that it's the resources like to try to find anime here because I want to get to Funimation and Crunchyroll and everything like that to find an anime, but I don't know, their database is a little not great.
Okay, so here's my concern. I actually used to have a Funimation account. Keyword is used to. My problem with used to is because I was watching your videos and I'm like, and this is before I was watching your videos. Like I was watching and you hit it on the head of why I don't do it with them anymore. Is when they do the subs and some of them don't come out correctly and they tried to deny like, oh well, we did it wrong. Like, and sometimes okay, I can argue, sure, maybe you did do it. Like, it can be interpreted in different ways depending on like how it's translated. But then there's like scenarios where you're right out like changing dialogue, such as like with Dragon Maid or with Prison School and stuff like that, where they're like, oh well, it's justified, and they try to justify it. It's like, well, it's just a joke or something like that, and it's like, no, it's not just a joke. It's you destroying character development and stuff like that.
Just prank, bro.
They're politicizing it.
Yeah. I just find it very interesting the way they handle it, because they already have the original script, the original Japanese version in there. It's very obvious. You just need to like read it in English, or at least do it in English way. But you have to like change it, and that change implies that there's the creator actually wanted people to listen to this message, which is we don't want to listen to it. Sorry, I'm sorry. Your message is crap.
It's also disingenuous too, because it makes people think that the author or the anime direct creator himself decided to have that message in there, when in reality it wasn't.
Now, one that's interesting is surprisingly Netflix is starting to get into the translation game too, which I find weird.
Yeah, Netflix.
And I don't know how I feel about them doing it.
The thing is, I really don't like Netflix right now. It's not okay. There are a lot of things that they do that are just the political stuff that they did. They're trying to like the representation thing that was stupid. But also another thing is I don't know if they block it. They don't. My country does not let me access Netflix for some reason. They want an alternative. Oh. It's called iFlix, but iFlix has a crap database.
iFlix.
Yeah, no. I'm not kidding. Go Google that. Find it. It exists. It's called iFlix. It's like a literal Chinese ripoff. Then I checked it out. See, okay, maybe you guys can offer me something good or everything like that. Oh, they have like past seasons of previous TV series like Supernatural or Boardwalk Empire or like freaking Breaking Bad. It's also there as far as I know. But then I checked out that it was like, oh, you only made it all the way to season 4 of Supernatural, even though it's now like season 11. Like, no thanks. Like, up their database, please.
Actually, there's one site for it which I could help you is the first of which is Yes Movies, where you can watch like free movies and online TV shows, and all of them basically, all of the like the seasons and all that they have so far. Other is like 123movies.com. So either one or the other could actually work. I could actually like send you the links. Like,
yeah, here's one that is actually I think they're legit. It's the Daisuki anime site, daisuki.net. They don't have a very big. They don't have a very big collection. What I like about them is that they are free, and like they're a legitimate company if I remember correctly, but they are free. So it's nice to and they have like a. They usually have like a lot of the popular ones. Like they have Dragon Ball Super, and they have like One Punch Man on there, and they get like really obscure ones sometimes too. So like I remember I was on there once, and I think I saw Die Guard still on there. So like if you want to watch Die Guard or for like big robot animes, or if you like want to watch something a little different, like Natsu no Arahi is still on there and stuff like that. So. And what's really great is like the reason they don't have a paid subscription model is because like you support them by going through the store and like buying merch and stuff like that. So they get money in another way. So they're like, oh yeah, like buy some merch from the animes that you like and we'll ship it to you. And that's actually kind of cool. And so like they get their money not by like being like, oh, you subscribe to us and pay your monthly fee. It's like, no, just buy stuff from our store, like the DVDs or like the toys or stuff like that, and we'll get the money that way.
Wait a second, isn't Daisuki shutting down?
Are they?
I saw news like last 2 weeks ago maybe that they say they're shutting down.
Oh, I hope they don't. They were like one of the better ones. They were one of the better ones.
No, not really. Checking in here. Oh, speaking of Daisuki and One Punch Man, they handed One Punch Man to GC staff, which I find bizarre.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Bizarre.
They handle One Punch Man season 2. They handed One Punch Man season 2 to GC staff, the creators, the studio that handled Shimoneta, Food Wars, basically lewd anime. That
Not always lewd animes in this case, considering that they actually made classic ones like Shakugan no Shana. There was also
Heaven's Lost Property.
Okay.
There was also the
Heaven's Lost Property
Slayers.
was awesome.
So as far as I remember, the classic.
I love Slayers.
And then there was one anime that's revolving around mangaka artist, and it's called like Bakuman or something.
Yes, Bakuman. Yes, I know that.
I think I heard of that one.
Yeah, it's from the creators of Death Note. Definitely check that out.
Oh, you know, okay. Yeah, if you want, okay, so if you guys want something really funny, because now they're bringing like lewd animes. Sin Nanatsu. So I'm sure people know about Sin Nanatsu no Taizai, or the Seven Deadly Sins, the anime that's like Netflix. I think
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So there is another Seven Deadly Sins because of how Japanese works. Sin Nanatsu no Taizai can also be pronounced as Seven Mortal Sins. So there's another anime called Sin Nanatsu no Taizai. Basically, it's Sin, Seven Deadly Sins, or something like that, the way it translates.
What next? They're gonna have Sin, Deadly Sin.
Okay.
Well, the funny thing is, the other one, the secondary one, I found this one by mistake, because is actually like a very, very edgy anime. Like
nice.
Like how edgy we're talking about.
Like we're talking like literally one step away from being a hentai.
One step away.
Like,
what?
literally.
That one step is very interesting though. What does it take to be a hentai? That's the interesting part.
There's like one episode where literally one of the demons she's up against is Lust, and Lust is literally like a
monster.
No, it's kind of like she's playing like with like the person's like nipples and stuff like that, and like going up, but like no actual sex is happening, so like it doesn't technically count as like an actual hentai according to Japan. So they didn't classify it as a hentai; they still classifies it as an ecchi because no actual sexual content happened, but it went that far.
Wait,
wow.
Wow.
Yeah. I was like, okay, that's the thing. And there's like one episode where there's literally the main character is like forced onto a riding horse, and that is her torture for the episode, and so she has to get off of that somehow. And I'm like, okay then. I'm like, this is still not considered a hentai. All right.
Wait. That not TV show, anime where they had the guy like brush the teeth of that girl fucking sexually.
That's Monogatari.
Monogatari?
Yeah.
I figured.
Very awesome one.
Like, the only reason I even found this, I found it by mistake, but curiosity got the best of me, and so I watched the rest of it. Because I'm like, whatever. I have nothing better to do. Let's see where this goes.
I actually stopped halfway with that one.
Are you talking about the Netflix one or the one I was talking about?
The Bakemonogatari, because I was reading too much subs and I got tired and I was like, I'm just going to sleep now. I never started it again.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I never watched Bakuman. No, sorry, so I don't.
Neither do I, but I just find the scenes very fascinating. Just a lot of the scenes are very like, I don't know. It's an artsy anime. I would just call it artsy. Very, very visually appealing. Kind of, sort of. It's definitely the visual department. But actually, some people made this comparison that apparently the anime was supposed to be like a PowerPoint presentation, but they actually got Microsoft Word instead. So it's like lots of text or lots of people talking, which I don't know if that's how you expect Bakemonogatari. I heard it's good though.
Nice.
So can we confirm that Daisuke is shutting down then?
Yeah, I found the Reddit link just now that you mentioned, because I searched it up on, then I found the Reddit link. Apparently, they're shutting down at the end of the month, October 31st.
Ooh.
Jesus.
Yeah.
That sucks.
And I'm like, that does suck, because like they were actually one of the better ones out there.
Too bad I haven't used it.
I think a lot of the weakness from them is I just check on their library and it's rather not. It's weak. It's not.
It is weak, but I think part of that is because like no one was giving them like support, right?
Oh yeah, that's also another part. Like, it's also a part that that's been discussing, like how can anime creators get profit, you know, because a lot of people like from the West, like from outside of Japan, they like want to support the anime creators, like other than purchasing merchandise. I know that anime is mostly is obviously going to have most of its audience are going to be Japanese, but when you try to like import it to the West, like there has to be like some form of a way to like support the creators or something.
Isn't anime really expensive in Japan and like it's actually really cheap here, and so many Japanese people like actually import it from America because it's cheaper that way?
Yeah, that's interesting. Wait a second. I heard that anime episode.
Hello, guys.
Oh man, Euromanga Sensei's on Dice. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna have to watch that.
I remember hearing just how bad that series is.
Really? I didn't hear it was bad, but maybe like I never looked at reviews.
Or maybe it was just bad in the sense that it was just like super cliche.
I know nothing of the series other than like my little sister can't be this cute. The main girl's really hot.
Fair enough.
That's about it.
Okay.
And that's all I really care to know.
Okay, I just did a little Googling. Apparently, a budget for like an anime episode is like $153 billion for an entire series.
Yeah, I was actually like looking into. I was actually discussing this with a friend of mine once. We were discussing like how an anime goes, because like they don't make the money back from the show at all in Japan, at least. What they make the money back on is the merchandise.
Yep.
Now that's a problem because like certain shows that are guaranteed, like Naruto.
Never mind. It's 100,000. Sorry, but we're at 100 million for an episode.
Like the million sounded excessive.
Yeah. Sorry.
Did I say a billion at first?
No, it's $100,000 for an episode. For one episode. Yep.
Okay. Wow. Now, so like certain shows that are guaranteed to make money because you can sell them to kids, or like My Hero Academy, Naruto, like things like that. Like basically like these shonens or the shoujos that are like, oh well, we can do our weekly serialization of it and like sell the toys at McDonald's and sell the toys like a whatever shop is like that'll pick them up or something.
Mm-hmm.
And like they can get the money, and then the other ones they can get good money from is like if they do like a late night show for like an otaku who will pay that extra money for like that high end statue or like the Dakimura or whatever of the show.
Mm.
Right. Yeah.
What about for something like hentai that takes like 2 years to make 2 episodes or something like that?
They see the return because like they'll only air it once, and they see the return because they'll sell like a special edition DVD, so they'll see the money in that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unless if it's something like Queen Bee. Queen Bee is basically the worst like hentai production ever to be made. Their animation just is really crappy and stiff.
Yeah, it is bad, but they have gotten better.
Isn't Mary Jane good?
How would you know?
Because I've been watching their hentai, so.
What do you mean by watching? Watching?
We're all degenerates here. We're all degenerates here.
Yeah, we're all degenerates here.
Or
that's not a secret.
The thing
that is not a secret. Whatever.
The most impressive hentai I saw was the beach anime, but only one episode of it which focused on the blonde teacher.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I actually read the manga.
So much work into that episode, into the animation, and then the voice actors put their all into like learning to speak English properly, and I was like, man, they really care about their audience here.
Yeah, they do, right? I was about to say that. They do.
Like it wasn't just them tracing over something from the manga and then just like animating it. They added new scenes to it as well.
Mm-hmm. I haven't watched that.
It was like really impressive to see, that they went all out for this one. Like the first 2 episodes of it, it just quickly went over the story and like it cut out a lot of girls just so they could get to the full episode with a teacher. They condensed an 8-chapter hentai manga into 2 episodes so they could expand one little 5-page thing into a full episode.
To be fair, I mean, like most people wanted the teacher scene.
Yeah. No, the entire time I was reading that manga, I was like, when's the teacher going to show up? When's the teacher going to show up? When's the teacher going to show up?
Don't you hate it when you start the hentai and then there's the girl you really want to see and then it just doesn't happen until like episode 4? I mean, it's like, really?
I think there's a reason why they put that in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's to get to watch everything else.
Exactly.
Right.
Have you ever seen Euphoria? That I don't like. Just keep more episodes coming out, but I'm so confused as to what's happening.
Euphoria is torture porn, essentially.
I'm so confused.
Yeah.
I've never seen Euphoria, and I don't really care to.
No, you shouldn't if you don't like icky stuff. If you don't like blood, if you don't like piss, if you don't like gore, do not watch Euphoria.
Like that.
I just cut out of it.
I hate scat.
I just cut out.
Wait, what? Wait. I don't know what this euphoric.
Euphoria.
Yeah.
Euphoria.
I'm just confused by it.
It's a hentai that was based on a eroge game, as far as I know, and basically, like what Appa said, is torture porn.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's so confusing to me because it's like this is reality, this is not reality. I'm like, wait, what's going on here? Didn't that character die? Wait, what?
It doesn't really matter in the long scheme of things.
Yeah, it doesn't really.
I mean, let's compare it to something like Danganronpa. If they were to bring the trap back from the first game, I don't think anybody would really question it because the logic of that game is just like you could have someone come back from the dead after you clearly saw them die, and it mean nothing.
Yeah, that is interesting. Here's the thing about Euphoria. The more because I've seen it a long time ago. It was a long time ago, and I just see it accidentally. I didn't even know the name. Then I look at somebody who mentioned the name and Google it and said, "Oh, I've seen this one before." And the first time I see it, I was like, "Huh." So people like really into this, I guess. So okay, I just gotta accept that. Just gotta accept that thing.
You know what's even funnier? What's even funnier is whenever you show people Neo Terre and you just watch their reactions of like getting so fucking upset.
Yeah, I feel bad for them. Same
even for the tag, because like the thing is, of course it's supposed to make you upset. That's the entire point. That's why it's hot.
So like, is it like, so what's the like biggest shock like for you then when you like find out like the fetish that like was the biggest shock for you then? Like, I want to know if like everybody's, if they don't mind.
Disgusting.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
But I was thinking more like shock, not disgust. But okay, I'll take that as an answer anyway.
Well, I mean,
okay.
I don't find it shocking. I just find it, wow, they do this. Okay, I just accept that and just move on. Just see what I want to see where they're going with this, because if they're doing that just because it's nice and they have a little bit of sex appeal to it, okay, like is this
like I respect it. Like I respect like most of your favorite kinks. I mean, not all kinks is meant for everyone, and I get.
We get, yeah.
But
well, okay,
no,
the weird one for me is gore. I mean, like, at what point is like, you've hit the point where it's like, okay, that's kind of too far. Hey, don't mind me, killing you turns me on.
The old hentai had a lot of that actually. I know like Urosuki Doji had it.
Yes,
but
that guilty pleasure film.
I actually liked the animation better back then for some reason.
Well,
I mean, like, I don't know.
The thing is, like, whenever you take a look at anime, whenever they first switched over to digital, that stuff doesn't hold up. But if you take a look at older anime, that stuff still holds up. Well, not all of it holds up, but you know, like the stuff that has been filtered through is good. It still holds up animation-wise. But like for me, like the one thing that really shocked me in terms of kink, I would have to say it would be whenever I was, I think, 12, and I first saw Bible Black, and it was that scene where, you know, they were filling her ass up with the water, and it was like, this is weird, because I thought she was pregnant. And then the water just came out, and I was like, wouldn't that water be all poopy? Like, does this turn people on?
Maybe she had an enema before taking the water in her ass. I don't know.
Well, it's not done realistically, so it doesn't really matter.
I have a question. It seemed like a lot of anime in the old days used to have a lot not actually be considered hentai. Shin Megami Tensei, I think there was an anime that just basically had lesbian sex scenes in it in the middle, and it's not hentai.
Oh, speaking of things that are gonna like things that have sex scenes in it but aren't hentai, in America this month they're finally releasing Devilman Grimoire. They're starting to release it. Volume 1 comes out this month, and in it they include Devilman lady Jun Fuka. I forgot her full name, but they've also included her sort of like lesbian rival / love interest from the manga and anime. And there's a point where they're forced to have lesbian sex for a devil lady. and it doesn't like cut anything out, and it's like I'm interested to see how the U.S. Released, like if they'll cut that out, because it's actually important to the plot, unlike Ghost in the Shell, where you could cut it out in Ghost in the Shell and wouldn't lose anything, but here you actually kind of would.
I just find it interesting that they were going to. I just find it interesting in general that they're going to put remake Devilman and put it on Netflix. Was it on Netflix? I'm very sure it was on Netflix.
Really, Devilman on Netflix?
I need to check it out.
But you see, the thing is, with Devilman, like,
Devilman Crybaby.
We're gonna say, oh, Devil May Cry.
Devilman Crybaby, not Devil May Cry. Devilman Crybaby.
I totally see us. I'd love to see a sex scene with Lady, though. I'll tell you that.
Well, yeah, Lady Devilman's hot with all that fur and like her like really powerful demeanor. It's just like, yeah.
Well, no, I mean, Lady and Devil May Cry, that series.
Jesus, that got confusing.
Wait, Devilman Crybaby, like, okay, so let's see, based on the original manga, premiere 2018. Oh, it's based on the original manga, so it won't be as good as it could be.
Oh.
Because the original manga basically amounts to humans killing humans is bad. It's like, it's a commentary on McCarthyism and, like murder in general. It's post-World War II Japanese thing. It's like, war is bad because death happens.
So before I start, you might have seen on Twitter I'm advertising a new channel called Plata del Gato. That's going to be this...
Somebody watching some diversity in comics there.
Wait, really? I thought that was somebody coming into the channel and chilling.
I thought so too.
I know because I actually watched that video. It's
that is nice.
Diversity, yeah, it was Diversity in Comics. The other day he was talking about his new live stream channel.
I'm actually thankful to him because he introduced me to Aiden, who introduced me to Applebend.
Oh, that's.
I actually found Applebend first before Aiden, but I found Aiden through the white YouTuber, and I was like, man, she sounds hot, so I'll follow her. And then I liked her points, and was like, yeah, I'll continue watching her.
Now, Aiden, I'm just gonna say this, Aiden, she always makes me jealous. Like there's the time where she streams and she has like thousands of people watching, and I was like, Jesus Christ! Like I only on stream, I got 1/10 of it. The fuck did you do, Aiden?
If you can sound like a sexy woman, I'm pretty sure you'd get tons of people in your streams too.
Damn YouTube!
You gotta get that like girly chuckle, the one that like the one that all the boys likes, right?
I'm trying to convince her to do a video on April 1st entirely in Japanese.
That would be interesting. I'll try to. I'll in a second. I'll try to DM her, see whether or not she can come. She want to come here.
I want to point out her. I want to point. Aiden's laugh is very infectious, though. I actually do like her laugh. It's really a nice laugh.
Yeah, it is.
I haven't gotten her. Wait a second.
Yeah.
I can't tell for some reason.
No, but how did I find Aiden? I'm trying to remember. I think I found it because after the live stream you had with her on your channel.
Yeah, we're going to probably do another live stream in the future. That would be great, but I'm not sure if she's available now because
her stuff's amazing. And then like the funny thing is like I found you and Cap and Cummings around the same time, and then when you both did the live stream together, I was like, what? That's crazy. I was like, I actually do I support both of you on Patreon because I actually like both your stuff. Like both of you are pretty awesome. And
all right, thank you.
Oh shit! The director of Devilman Crybaby is actually one of my favorite Japanese animators.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Masaki Yuasa. He directed Kaiba, which is one of my favorite anime of all time.
The director of who? The director of what?
Kaiba. It's a science fiction
director
anime
of what?
that looks like it.
The previous one. The previous one.
Devilman Crybaby.
Oh, okay.
He also made the ping pong anime.
The ping pong anime. That. It looks unpleasant.
His style does not appeal to everyone, but the thing is, as an artist myself, the one thing that really appeals to me is how he plays with perspective. Because like the first scene of Kaiba is is the main character riding this bird thing through a city, and it's all like a huge perspective shot.
Oh,
Aquaman. Yeah. There was an anime I was going to ask you to see if you saw it or not. Was Full Metal Panic?
Ah, yes, I know Full Metal Panic. Yeah, why?
Oh no, because it's one of my favorite animes, and I was like wondering if you ever saw it, because I know I've never seen you do a review or anything for it, so I didn't know if you actually saw it or not.
I never do any anime reviews in general at all. Not now, not recently. But Full Metal Panic, I've seen Full Metal Panic through my friend. I've seen at least one episode of it. It looks pretty entertaining and it looks pretty funny. It's about that. It's about the soldier guy, right? Who is trying to protect the.
Yeah, Sosuke Saga.
He's trying to protect the
charged
lady.
with protecting Konami Chidori because she is she has a special mind and she automatically knows everything important ever about these mechs and is a valuable weapon. And basically, this mercenary group doesn't want her to fall in anyone's hands and just wants her to have a normal life and not fall prey to not be used as a weapons development specialist, which is a really bad premise because that makes absolutely no sense. Because the safest place for her to be would be on the submarine.
They acknowledge that in the series.
Yeah, I know they filled their gaps, but whenever I'm saying it out loud, I'm like, this sounds really bad.
Oh, it does. It does
Yeah,
when you say it out loud, but like it doesn't change the fact that like the show, like the writer was really top notch in making it all work out.
What?
Well, the funny thing is okay. What I really liked about it was the fact like. Yeah, there were the jokey scenes, like when you were at school, everything's a joke. But once, like, the actual serious stuff, it's literally becomes one of the most serious animes ever at, like, the serious scenes. It's ridiculous, because it's, like, I've never seen one dial between, like, the two so...
smoothly.
Yeah, it's really kind of crazy. It's like... Yeah, it does that really well. There's actually a lot... The books get more... Like, it gets more serious as you go through the books, but it starts off more light.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it doesn't really lose that light tone, but the ante keeps getting upped, and it does have its more serious moments, but...
one of my friends, like, because me and him were watching it together, and he really got into, like, a lot of the design books, because the guy who was behind the series, not only, like, did he do the storylines, he also did the designs, like the mechs and how they worked, like, in his world and stuff like that. And he said, no, dude, like, this goes really in depth, like, how crazy the shit goes. Like, this guy thought of everything. And it was like, wow, like, he was really dedicated to this.
Yeah, I like the fact that the anime... Yes, my friend also said the same thing. The anime starts off lighthearted at first, but then it ramps up to the end.
Yeah, the creator of Full Metal Panic also created Amagi Brilliant Park, which is why you see the character from Full Metal Panic from Mofu, Bonta-kun, as one of the mascots in Amagi Brilliant Park. Because that was... Whenever he came up with the idea of it, he was like, instantly, I want to use that guy in the series.
I love the Fumofu season. Okay, I love the Fumofu season because what that is it's a bunch of the side stories that they never got to put into the anime. So they were like, here, before we do season 2, you can just like take the rest of the side stories that you really like and just put it in this season.
Yeah,
that's all that was.
Well, wouldn't that like I don't know? Wouldn't that cost like a lot more budget? I don't know if they're like
no, because it did really well. Like it was
okay.
It did really well, so it made its money back.
Yeah. Fumofu was surprisingly more popular than season 2.
Yeah,
wow.
Because it turns out that like whenever it comes to certain anime, people don't care about the drama; they only care about the comedy.
Yep.
And that's why I fell out of liking Fullmetal Alchemist, because it started off, simple and fun enough. Yeah, it kind of had a serious bent, but it also had a lot of comedy. Then it just kept getting more and more serious, and it was like, I don't like this anymore because it's gotten. It's not that the serious stuff was bad; it's just that it lost all the motivation I had for liking it, because it was pursuing a story while like entertaining me, and it failed to do both as soon as it got serious, because it stopped being so fun, and then it also stopped engaging me story-wise and just turned into like reveal time, or I forgot why I stopped. I just didn't enjoy it.
I found the beauty of the Fumofu season was that you could pick that up, without watching any of the rest of the series and still understand what's going on.
Yeah, I think that's the one that I watched, the one episode from Fumofu. It was that episode where apparently the chick, the chick which they're trying to protect, they like meet this prince or something. Was that in the Fumofu or was it?
That was the
yeah,
yeah.
that was
where
the
they were
beach
at a
episode.
beach, and then they took him to a beach house, and yeah, that one was funny.
That was good. I actually really enjoyed that.
The director I was talking about earlier directed a full episode of Adventure Time.
Oh,
nice.
Yeah, I'll link it in the general chat.
But one of my favorite episodes.
I'm so happy that he's getting exposure because he's a really underrated director.
That's good.
Whose style, you know, like,
this episode.
Yeah, it'll put anime fans off, but for Western cartoon fans, like it's right. You know, it works. And instead of like writing an episode and then forcing him to go with some Western conventions, they just let him full on do the episode.
That's interesting.
That was a messed up episode. I remember that one.
Yeah, like,
I don't remember this one in Adventure Time.
I stopped watching Adventure Time whenever it got like it didn't get SJW like, but it definitely started doing this thing where it was like savvy on what fans liked. It was just doing fan service too much.
You're pandering so much.
Yeah. And then they did that whole entire thing where it's like they wanted to make Marceline Bubblegum gay, but they're too pussy to do it, so they didn't do it.
I don't know why they just didn't right out do it.
Because Adventure Time wanted to play it safe and didn't want to get canceled, and then came out Steven Universe and the Legend of Korra. It's like, oh well, I guess it's okay. So then they kind of imply it, but then they don't. It's like, well, you guys had one chance to do this, you already missed it, and now you're trying to jump on a bandwagon, and you can't even do that right.
Huh.
Yeah, my opinion on that on the Korra thing is Alpha Ben's thing on that.
Wait, which one?
The Korra thing. I'm on your stuff on that. Yeah.
Yeah, Korra.
Let's move on to that.
Yeah.
Actually, wait a second. Well, I think it was Adventure Time. I think I was about to talk about Rick and Morty. Has anyone watched that?
I have.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of underwhelming.
Yeah, I love Rick and Morty. I haven't watched much of the new season, but I love it.
Season 3 is a little underwhelming.
Yeah.
Didn't they do some type of, didn't they make Jerry say like he's a racist, misogynist or something at like the latest episode?
Well, the thing is, Dan Harmon's kind of gone over to the SJW side, so.
I find this something interesting about Rick and Morty because have you guys seen like the latest season? Apparently, when Rick or Morty just talking to this therapist.
Oh yeah, that one.
Pickle Rick.
Pickle Rick.
Okay, no, I have problems with the Pickle Rick episode, and my problems run from. So, my problem runs with like that's the entire joke of the episode. It's just it's the Pickle Rick. That's all, and doesn't go beyond that.
Well,
pretty much.
They did have more jokes in there. It's just that if you didn't like the Pickle Rick joke, you're not going to like the other ones.
Well, it's not that I didn't like the Pickle Rick joke, but and when I say that, I don't mean like there was another joke. There were definitely other jokes, and I do like the Pickle Rick joke, but I dislike that it beats you over the head with it, like because the subplot, the one with
the family at therapy.
The family at the therapy is literally, hey, so if you didn't get it before, Rick is trying to get away from therapy because he became a pickle, and so
it was painfully obvious.
Again, yeah.
And so the therapist the entire time is, yeah, but just so you know, your dad is not coming because he became a pickle, and it's like, so that secondary subplot kind of really ruined that episode for me because like the animation was amazing during the Pickle Rick moments and like all that stuff. I'm like, the subplot should have literally just been something else.
And then they also had Danny Trejo in it.
Yeah.
Oh, Rick's a pickle. Oh, Rick's a pickle.
Yeah.
Is it me or am I the only one getting tired of Jerry being a really huge cuck?
Yeah. Everyone hates Jerry.
Old, it is getting old. A character can only be a punching bag for so long before you actually want to see things change. That's why Venture Brothers had to evolve past their idea of it's all about failure, and then they changed it to, like, they got to know the characters well enough they wanted to see them succeed. Because they were like us. Like, we don't want to see them be losers anymore. We want to see them go places.
Yeah, a lot of characters actually that I started to get really annoyed with the sorts of characters that become a punching bag. That just get a lot of shit happen to them. Like, we just want to the point where it's like, okay, guys, it's getting old. Like, get a break. Like, do something else with the character. Add something. Give substance to it. Because the Persona games did this, but they keep, for example, when in Persona 3, when they have Junpei initially started off, I didn't really like him because he was basically butt of the joke every single time. He was obviously the comic relief character.
Yeah, that's the thing I liked about Persona 3 was how they've actually made Junpei like you didn't like him, and the more you got to know him, the more like you didn't like him.
Yeah.
But then when you really got to know him, like you got to see him like get invested in another human being outside of himself and change and grow and develop, you started to feel for him. It's basically Titus from FF10 done right.
Oh. Titus. Oh, God. Final Fantasy X.
Is there pronounced Titus or Titus?
Character. They're a self-interested, like they're full of themselves. They're a narcissistic, self-interested character that now supposedly Titus's character arc is he's supposed to learn to think of other people before himself. But because the game was so rushed, they never got around to that part.
Yeah.
The closest he get is like near the end where he's like, "I'm a dream, so I'm passing out. Peace."
Yeah, it's like this. So this wasn't your story. You never existed.
Yeah, I'm not really a big fan of like the Final Fantasy because the only Final Fantasy game that I played was like the 6th one. The 6th one, and the 6th one, the 10 I only played for like the intro and got bored. Then the 12 was surprisingly different than compared to the other ones.
I will do that family share thing with you on Steam so you can try out like FF4 and FF3 because they're great games.
Wait, the original FF4 or the original FF3 or FF3 the 6th one?
The original. It was the 3DS remake, but they've ported it to computers.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And also that they removed that stupid letter system that you needed to go through the subplots to get the ultimate weapon, because that's what screwed me over in the DS version and why I had to get, I bought this game 4 times. DS, PS3, Android, and then on PC.
That is so weird. I can't access it. The Steam redirected me for some reason.
Oh
my god.
Sucks.
Steam redirected me back to its homepage when I tried to access the page. That happens when the time Nier Automata was not released here was like delayed to like June.
That sucks.
Yeah, the Nier Automata was delayed.
Okay, so whenever I first started playing Nier Automata, I never thought of using self-destruct, and my gay friend just told me to try it out once, and I wouldn't regret it. And then her clothes blew off, and I was like, "Thank you, gay friend."
I didn't try it. Don't talk about Nier Automata because I haven't finished it yet.
I'm not far in it. Like that's the only. That's a
glitch in the game that was purposely put in there to blow off her skirt. Like even the creator of the game is
not a glitch.
Jesus.
Sorry, it's a feature. The creator even told some fans about it. That's how it kind of spread.
You know what's really funny? With that guy, I believe it.
Yeah.
Huh.
He is that kind of weird thing where it's like, that never really was planned. It just happened. And it's like, well, considering your track record with things, I believe that because you aren't really that explicit about objectifying women.
Yeah, he's very honest.
Yoko Taro does like a bunch of crazy stuff like in the past, and like for instance the very first Dragon Guard game, which is actually, believe it or not, it's actually the prequel to like the spin-off of Nier.
Yeah.
Ending E. And the main reason why
my friend Matt is a huge fan of the Dragon Guard games. He's told me about them, and one of the things that there are in canon Futanari, and I'm just like, well, the dick makes it better.
Well, actually, to make people happy, they are doing a remaster of the games that take place before Nier. That'll have like a pack. So I don't remember what they're going to call the remaster pack, but they are doing.
Matt would be happy about that because Matt was pissed at Nier Automata. Like he is a huge Dragon Guard fan, and for some reason he just didn't like it because he doesn't like Platinum Games. But it's the most un-Platinum Games game I've ever played.
Yeah, at least when compared to like the other Platinum games, I can see why some people might not like it because the other Platinum games were like Vanquish, Bayonetta.
Oh, dude, I played Vanquish when it came out because I'm a fan of Kashurn, and that is a game inspired by Kashurn, so like I had to buy it.
Yeah.
I think the only Platinum game I played was Metal Gear Rising.
Yeah, also Revengeance.
I got Mad World for the Wii.
Bayonetta.
Mad World.
Mad World though. Yeah, Mad World was like I think it was like
It's a black and
Mad World
white-
too.
It's the black and white Wii game.
Yeah, I know Mad World. I just didn't know that was Platinum Games who made it.
And also Anarchy Ranks, which I heard that I think it was like online multiplayer thing got not shoved. It was like got closed down almost immediately.
It's a little weird that they decided to do like a crossover game on like all of the Platinum games. It's basically like a crossover. They have the Mad World character in there. It's a crossover fighting game. Like even though the games are not that famous, like it's sort of weird.
Platinum is that weird of a game company where if Grasshopper Manufacturer did the same thing, I'd be like, I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Because if Blizzard can do a circle jerk like Heroes of the Storm, why can't they? Is it because Blizzard's really big? Because Blizzard, basically what they did is they just made their own Dota, except they made it where it was like, hey, remember we made these games? Well, this is what we're focused on now.
Yeah. You can also look at Super Smash Brothers, where you basically take a bunch of Nintendo's top IPs and throw in a bunch of characters, and then with a little extra spice, throw in some third-party characters, and then wha-bam.
Well, Sony tried to do that with their game, and the reason it failed for Sony is because they didn't quite do it. I feel like they just didn't do it the way fans were kind of hoping.
They didn't have a sense of legacy to it. Instead of picking, franchises that, people are really nostalgic for, they just picked things they wanted to promote.
Yeah, it's the PlayStation All-Star Battle Royale, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And well, there was some nostalgia, and they had the guy from they had a Spike from Ape Escape in there, and they had
You just need to look at the roster here. You have Big Daddy from BioShock. That's a weird choice. Dante.
Heihachi.
That's another thing, is that Sony doesn't have that many characters. Oh, sorry, Candy.
Sly Cooper is interesting though. Sly Cooper, I have some nostalgia with Sly Cooper.
I love Sly Cooper.
I'm sold on Dante, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dante. Candy and her pretty boys. Yeah, Dante was fun to play. It's I put it on Vita, and it was okay.
Well, my question is why didn't they put other characters in there?
Raps.
Why not put the? Well, they have Parappa in there from Parappa Rappa.
Yes.
Yeah, Parappa.
Why not Tron Bond or Mega or
because
Walnut?
Capcom because that was right as the time that the Kenji Ifune shit was going down, and Capcom, the reason why they haven't really done anything Mega Man is because Kenji Ifune said that without Mega Man they couldn't get anywhere, and they're just giving him the biggest fuck you ever by not doing Kenji Ifune. He doesn't realize how much he has hurt fans of Mega Man, because they're not making any Mega Man games until he apologizes, and he's not going to apologize. They don't need Mega Man to survive. They have all these other games that aren't related to Mega Man, and they can make money off that.
All right, I mean, that seems strange to me, because he allowed they allowed Mega Man into Smash Brothers.
Yeah, because the reason why they allowed Mega Man to Smash Brothers is Nintendo paid them.
Okay.
Okay, so I want to talk about. Have you guys heard about there's the recent controversy regarding Atlas? Atlas decided to DMCA the Patreon page of the PS3 emulator.
Yeah,
that was weird. That was so weird.
That doesn't surprise me. That doesn't really surprise me. I thought that it would be another company to do that, because I understand why a company would want to DMCA an emulator, because you're effectively making something that could run copies of your games, and people wouldn't want to buy them. That's understandable, but it's on dead technology, so.
Here's the thing, though: emulating is not technically illegal.
Yeah, it's not illegal, but it does encourage piracy.
Yes.
Yeah, but and I agree with you. It does encourage piracy, but they don't have a case to stand on. Is the problem?
Yeah, they don't, and I'm not saying what they did is right, but I'm saying I understand it, and I'm not mad at them. This is one of those things where it's just I can't really pick a side here. I don't care enough.
Does Japan have a really weird? I know that their laws are different. So is it that they don't understand it, or are they just being assholes about it? Because Japan is known for these kind of copyright types of things.
Japanese business is a mixture of professionalism and pettiness.
Yeah, they're petty.
Yeah, if someone took the last donut and you didn't like them and you have power over them, you can crush them and nobody will say anything.
Whoops.
By all means. Oh, exercise your power over them and fuck over their lives.
Yeah, like look at Nintendo.
Look at Konami.
Well, it's kind of weird you mention this because like it seems to be like in the electronics community, it seems to be very, very like that. But like if you take a look at like the manga community, doujinshi is very, very welcome. And doujinshi, what all that is like fan creations of like manga, right?
Yeah, but they're not business people; they're artists. Like they're artists first, business people second. Well, not technically. Like it's both. You know, like they don't really care so much because you know they're making a living off doing what they love, and it's not a very professional environment because you're going to encounter people you know who are what you would call mouth breathing creeps. And you have to learn to interact with them and not treat them with disdain. And that's actually something that teaches you that, you know, like, you need to treat everyone with some respect.
Teaches them to, it actually established, I think, a good relationship with their consumers. I know, like, Hayate no Gotoku's author goes to, like, Comic Head. He actually goes there and does stuff there.
I do find it interesting, though, with the Persona case, in that Patreon actually sided with the PS3 emulator guys.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they sided with the PS3 emulator guys. The reason why they sided is because the use of Persona, the use of Persona in their site is actually fair use. And it's because it was to highlight the fact that the emulator runs, therefore it is fair use.
Highlighted, then I could understand why they did a DMCA, but at the same time, like, well, Patreon said it's fair use, so...
Yeah, so what they did instead is just remove every mention of Persona in the website, and things just went by smoothly. They just move on from that issue. They just remove Persona.
My question, because I was actually curious, because I remember I think Atlas was saying something about like showing interest into getting more of their games over to PC. So like,
no, it was Sega who said that. Sega owned Atlas right now. Sega was interested in getting Atlas games to the PC.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if they.
I know a lot of PC gamers who are like, man, I would love to play Persona, but they don't have it on PC.
Yeah.
And then you have that question of, you have that thing of like, why can't they just, you know, like market to me and appeal to me specifically? It's like, because consoles are cheaper than buying a machine and having to update it every so often. And also,
I can make an argument for that, actually. So, in regards to the scenarios at hand, it's actually cheaper for game developers to develop their game for PC and then port it over to other areas.
Yeah, I know. It's like whenever the PS3, whatever was the previous generation, it would have been easier to make it for PS3 than port it over to other consoles.
Yeah, because a lot of the games you develop it on the PC anyway, because not develop as in you make the game on the PC. So I think it would be a lot easier if you just test it out, like beta test everything on the PC. Like if you try to port it on the consoles, that would cost like a lot more money, a lot more time. I think that's was it.
Yeah, but it all depends on like what system architecture you know first.
Yeah.
If you know how to program for. Yeah, like if you already know how to program for the PlayStation, you know it makes sense that even if a PC is easier, you program for the PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
However, like the Xbox, the infrastructure that's used for most systems, including PC now because of like Steam, is actually fairly similar now. So the only thing that really is creating like is making sure that it's optimized to run at peak efficiency on those systems pretty much more than anything else. Now, I could definitely argue, like if you want to argue like whether it's fundamentally better for them to have it just on one console or multiple consoles, I would say it's more consoles is better because you're going to get more money because you're distributing it to more options anyway.
Yeah, lot more options for you. A lot more options for people to play it and where they wanted to play, so that they don't really have to buy like another console. I actually bought an entire the PS4. I bought a PS4 just for Persona 5, and also because the PS4 has much better exclusive than the Xbox One. And if a lot of Xbox One games are getting ported on PC anyway.
They don't have any
I
exclusives.
haven't played it yet.
And the Nintendo Switch right now, it's growing. Like, the only problem that I have with the Switch right now is if they have a much better, like, a revised model, because everybody's been
Oh no, they are. Their first the initial model is a rush model. It doesn't have all the specs that they initially wanted. So they cut corners and it doesn't work as well. So they are going to make a revised model. That seems to be the norm nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I thought I had to get a PS Pro to play PSVR, but it turns out, no, you don't. It was made with the normal PlayStation in mind, and the PS Pro doesn't offer anything spectacularly different with the PSVR.
Right, yeah.
And yeah, the PS4 in itself is not exactly the great system, but the fact that there are some games that are constrained in it, some games that you need to.
Graphically, it's not the greatest, but I think in terms of variety, it's better than the Xbox One.
Yeah, a lot more variety in the Xbox One. Not a lot of Xbox One exclusive. Most of them go to the PC anyway. Cuphead is an Xbox One, like a Microsoft exclusive of some sort, which sucks. Like, they should have gotten this.
Considering the amount of animation in Cuphead, it makes sense that Microsoft, that they get a sponsor to be like, release it only on these things. Because
it's probably, I think it's a timed exclusive.
That's a dick move. That's a dick move.
Yeah,
I agree it's a dick move, but I think it's a timed exclusive. And the reason I say this is because on the PC version, once you plug in a PlayStation 4 controller, it does immediately recognize.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the amount of animation in Cuphead, I actually didn't look up videos of it or anything like that. I only saw the Dean Takahashi tutorial, which, by the way, that tutorial was super hard.
Yep.
But the Dark
I
Souls
was
of tutorials.
playing through it, and I was impressed by how much animation. Like, animation they didn't need for gameplay reasons. They just put in because it makes the game feel more like a cartoon.
An old-timey cartoon, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Xbox exclusive, do you remember the time when Xbox announced the game Scalebound, which had so much potential?
Oh,
yeah. Only
God.
then it got canceled.
Oh, God.
Dragon Riders, right?
Oh, God.
Shadow of the Colossus, all that.
So there was a debacle behind that more than just more than just Microsoft not wanting to do the game. There was apparently the guy was not providing what he was promising in regards to certain deadlines and stuff like that. So they were because apparently some of the funding that he was supposed to use for Scalebound, he was using for another game that he was working on instead of Scalebound. And
so embezzling,
pretty much. And so they were like, okay,
They avoided a problem.
Yep. And so they were like, okay, if you don't want to use the money for what we're paying you to use the money for, then we're not going to continue the project because you'd have nothing to show for what you.
That oddly sounds like the production of Colonial Marines.
Yeah.
Yeah. Colonial Marines.
You're not making. You're putting the funds for Colonial Marines into Borderlands. Well, fuck you.
Halo Wars 2 and car racing games. I don't really care so much.
I also find it.
Speaking of, sorry.
No. Go ahead.
Well, speaking of console exclusives, we have the remake of Shadow of Colossus, and I'll be honest, the way that game looks, it looks nice, but it feels like it's lost a bit of the heart the original game had because they've changed the color grading and the bloom settings to for players to have a better visual. But the reason why it had those things was so you could see the shadows of the Colossus, and they'd always be in some sort of shadow.
Oh.
Yeah,
because I haven't played. It's been a while since I played Shadow of Colossus because I played it on PS2, but it's only for a couple of minutes or so, and I just ignored it to go to another game.
It's kind of a trademark of the director's style. I'm pretty sure they're going to change the controls handle as well, so they're not as cinematic. They're more quick and responsive.
Mm.
Oh no!
I just think a lot of Shadow of Colossus is going to be lost in this remake.
I have a bad feeling
about
about
this. What can they do with the PS3 remake? The PS3 remake was the proper way.
It wasn't a remake; it was a port. It was an HD port of it. It's different. But
that's what I mean.
The big thing that really upsets me is they're not just making a sequel. If they were made a sequel, I wouldn't have cared. but you know, like the art style looks like it's being faithful, but it also looks like it's being too faithful. Like they didn't want to change anything for fear that it wouldn't look good. So now everything, it looks like they have just made it look better based on these low scale models, and it looks nice, but at the same time, it's bland and uninspired.
Yeah, it could have been. It could have looked a little bit better though, because I'm trying. I even see like the comparisons between the two arts though. But to be perfectly honest, I just want to see. I just want to see until the game's release, see whether or not they can actually pull it off. Hopefully, it's good.
You know what's one thing that's really interesting about Wander's design? If you look back in like the 1980s and 90s, you'll see that all these characters in fantasy were wearing togas, like in Fire Emblem and Dragon Quest and all that stuff. And if you take a look at how Wander's dressed and how everyone else is dressed, it kind of feels like it has that vibe where it was based on 80s video game character designs, but with a more tribal and modern aspect.
Oh, speaking of Fire Emblem, I actually found this post that says apparently that Fire Emblem Awakening is like significantly different compared to like the previous Fire Emblem. It's very, very different. I don't know. I don't really know how different it is.
They because like Awakening was kind of like the how do I put this? The breakthrough for most of the newer guys, including myself, because that's when I got started with it.
Okay.
The only difference I can really see is like kind of like dumbing down of difficulty, probably.
Yeah.
There's like an
Awakening was like really, really easy.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, they also had like a bunch of new stuff, like the pair-up thing that was like ridiculously broken.
Yeah.
Actually, it's funny you mentioned the dumbing down and easy thing. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Upper Bend.
No, go ahead.
Yeah. I was recently because I was actually recently just in a live stream. I came here after I was doing one for my channel with a friend of mine, and he was telling me he saw a report where like people like Dean Takahashi, not just Dean Takahashi, but like with other people saying like the reason like these games, like these AAA games, are becoming easier and seeing easier modes is because of these game journos that are actually like demanding these easier modes.
Yeah, I've seen that too, and honestly, I can see how, because a lot of game journalists, they praise a lot of their games. They praise the games that are, they praise for example, like walking simulators. They praise a lot of these walking simulators. Just recently, what was that walking simulator that the creator of Gone Home made? Was it Tacoma? That game, not a lot of people played that game, which is
I remember back when when XPlay reviewed Persona 4, one of the biggest criticisms, and they said, was that it was too hard, and they took a star off just for that because it was too hard.
Really?
Persona 4, that's interesting, because Persona 4, I played it on like, there's like a beginner option where you can literally the game basically isn't normal, except when you die, you can revive yourself. But I've never actually died in a Persona game. That is usually when you die, they just revive you back.
They play on the easiest mode. That was the funny part too.
Yeah, that's so weird.
But when there's a gameplay, when the gameplay is completely like out of place, like Final Fantasy 13, they'll give it like a 4-star out of 5.
Well, they were paid to.
Oh god, Final Fantasy 13. I still don't get why people really like the game. It's literally linear succession.
My brother loved it. My brother loved it when it came out, but then after years of listening to my criticism, he was just like, "Nope, you're right. You're right. It's total crap."
Yeah.
See, that's what I've been telling you this entire time, but you didn't listen to me.
Here's the thing, like my point is, it's like the gameplay and the game itself is like very linear, but I do like the lore the game has. But like, that's an entirely separate thing.
The lore they don't follow at all.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I'm not trying to defend that part. I'm just pointing out.
Yeah, because the thing in Persona, if going back to Persona, when you die in Persona 4, when you die, you get like 10 times you can retry yourself. But I've never picked the no option. Does that actually, when you die, does that actually like quit the game and you have to like reload all over again?
Yeah,
I don't remember. Oh damn, that sucks. Oh, that sucks. Because there's.
I know this because when I was playing Persona 3, when I was playing Persona 3, and I had bad food poisoning, and I was just glued to the toilet for hours on end. I instantly hit no because I needed to grab the charger, and it pissed me the fuck off because I hadn't saved in a while.
Oh yeah, yeah, that kind of happens too. So.
Benefit though, because now I knew what to do in order to get what I wanted.
And yeah, because in Persona, I played it, Persona 5, I was actually planning to like cheat that game because I just really couldn't be bothered with the RPG stuff. Then the safety difficulty, like there's the safety difficulty, I played it and I was like, Jesus Christ, this game gives me too much stuff. I have to bump it up to easy. But yeah, so I just played it through the entire thing in safety, just at least first. Then the next playthrough I played on easy, and yeah, it felt a little bit relaxed because I just tried to be a little more relaxed with Persona games. Couldn't really be bothered.
Yeah, my first Persona game, I played it on normal. So then right after I beat that, I went to Persona 4 Gold, and I was like, well, played it normal last time, and I got through it pretty decently. Played through it again this time, and I didn't really have a problem. Some things gave me some difficulty, but that's kind of what I like in games. I like being challenged. Now, if it's like Cuphead or Ghouls and Ghosts, I'll be like, fuck that, that's too much challenge.
So wait,
I did play Ghosts and Goblins once or a few times, and I still haven't been like through the first level. It was hard.
Yeah, neither am I. Today I was playing on my SNES Classic, and I was like, I want to see what professional difficulty is like. And basically, imagine playing that iconic first level on SNES, but there are coffins coming up out of everywhere at all times.
Jeez.
You can't move without hitting something.
I just want at that moment I just really want to see somebody do a speed run of it, or like the expert difficulty.
Well, I did get all the way to the part with the water where I can always get to before I miss the jump, because I always forget you're supposed to jump backwards, then double jump onto the platform. Because that's it's like playing Castlevania 1 on NES when you're up against Dracula, and the only strategy is to not move. No matter what he's doing, do not move. You'll be good.
Not the hentai.
Jeez. I'm gonna.
I have a question. So these game journalists are demanding easier modes, but why do the companies actually care? I mean,
no, they don't.
Nah.
Okay.
Because if you're playing on easy and you still die, if you're playing on a helping hand kind of mode and you still die, if you're playing a Nintendo game, which after you die a certain amount of times gives you a win the level item, and you still die, it isn't the game that's too hard. You're just too stupid.
Yeah. Speaking of difficulty, have you guys heard that the new Assassin's Creed game apparently is going to have like a free roam mode, a walking mode, like a discovery tour of some sort? Like the game is basically it's a no combat mode for Assassin's Creed Origins.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
That's the game.
No, seriously, just Google it.
The only reason I like Assassin's Creed 2 is because it helped me pass art history, which was a class I had failed 4 times before.
Yep, it is. Assassin's Creed will have a completely combat-free.
Okay. I don't like the combat in Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, zero combat mode. I'm not going to link the site because it's Polygon, but yes, Assassin's Creed Origins zero combat mode coming next year.
Of all the games that they try to put a zero combat mode, Assassin's Creed.
That's the game. That's the entirety of the gameplay.
I am glad I dropped off Assassin's Creed after 3.
Yeah, yeah, me too.
I played all of them I played them all in 3. Like, I actually went back and played Brotherhood. And I'm in the middle of Revelations right about now.
The Ezio trilogy is my favorite.
Yeah.
Well, I only like Assassin's Creed 2 because it was new and unique. Then they did the same game like 2 more times, and it's like, okay, it's gotten old.
I actually like 5 a lot.
If you want to read the article, it's probably really stupid though.
so wait a second.
Speaking of articles, that D&D article you did a video on today, I looked up the author, and they also made a video talking about how they how they want a Dark Souls tabletop RPG, but how before you do that, you need to make a Berserk tabletop RPG to make a Dark Souls one. They're like, if I were doing this, I'd remove all the sexual violence and misogyny from Berserk. It's like,
Really?
Misogyny in Berserk,
That's
that's not a thing. And then, like, the sexual violence is actually relevant to the themes of Berserk. So
Yes.
yeah,
Oh,
Yeah. It's supposed to be a
like,
very
even the
dark
part where the
medieval
women are getting
fantasy.
ripped apart by trolls.
Oh.
Wow.
You friggin'.
So did someone say that some of the game companies are making it easier though, like they're giving into the demands of these game journalists?
Yes.
Well, Ubisoft is a cocksucker, so
Yeah,
it
they
Yes,
allows
yes.
to please them critics.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
it makes sense.
are
for
any of the
Ubisoft.
Japanese companies doing it?
No,
I don't. No, I don't think so.
good.
Do you know what Japanese companies' philosophies are on this about this are? It's too hard. Make it easier. Making it harder. Coming right up.
They're gonna do the
I love how they
opposite.
double down.
Nani?
Yeah,
They
like
double
not
down.
once did anyone who played Dark Souls ever complain about the difficulty. The only people who did that were the critics.
Yep. And Dark Souls wasn't even hard. Dark Souls, all you need Dark
Demon
Souls is
Souls wasn't even
It's
hard. They had a
literally
learning
just
curve.
learning
It's-
patterns.
Yeah, like it's not even that. It's like playing Wizardry, the Forsaken Labyrinth. Like that was my first Wizardry game.
Uh-huh.
It doesn't have a difficulty. Like the reviewer said, it didn't have an end-game map. That was a fucking lie because you find those everywhere. It has those. They just didn't know how to access it. Again, like Dean Takahashi with Mass Effect with skill points.
You couldn't use the
So
skill points, yeah.
Like I can at least excuse
it's
that
their
when
fault.
I can at least excuse that when it's like back then, when it's like in the NES era where you don't like game guides is really hard to find.
This was PS3.
But
PS3.
like now you can just literally like Google it and you find like, okay, I don't find this particular aspect of the game. There's something I got stuck in here. Like
Well,
everybody
to
will
bring up
help
the map,
you.
You hit square. Bring up the map. You hit square.
Oh Jesus, that's
Okay,
so
no.
basic.
Yeah,
Mass
that's so
Effect, I wanna
basic.
point
Like,
out-
it would accidentally bring it up.
I played through Mass Effect multiple times. When you get skill points, the game literally flashes on screen, tells you have skill points,
Yeah,
and tells
exactly.
you you can
Dean
spend.
Takahashi does not. I'm beginning to think he is functionally illiterate, and the people who write his reviews are just dictating what he says.
Yeah, it's getting weird.
Because, okay, whenever a pigeon can do what can do in 4 seconds what took you 2.5 minutes to do, it is not the game's problem. It is a problem with you.
Yep.
You are the problem here. If a pigeon can do it, a human can do it. If a pigeon can do it in 4 seconds, a human can do it in 4 seconds.
Yep. And I just going back to the Going back to Dark Souls. Here's the thing about Dark Souls, because my little brother, 12, he beat Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2. He's on the process of beating 3 and Bloodborne. Like, if he can beat 2 Dark Souls games, I'm very sure you guys can. And he sucks at every game.
Do you know how long it took me to beat Dark Souls 1?
Hmm?
Yeah. On Steam, it took me 95 hours, but I played 52 hours of it on my PS3 before. So combine that together, that's 147 hours.
Yeah, my brother's the same too. He played the game on the PS3 originally.
I don't really play games for hundreds of hours, so
Yeah.
that's really good. Demon Souls, I played it through about half of it. Well, not half of it. I still had all 4 bosses to go through, and then I got Dark Souls in Memphis. And then whenever I got back and got over my food poisoning, I started playing Dark Souls, and then I played that until I beat it because I got it on Steam because I was like, well, better graphics. And after I got those mods installed and I beat it, I went back to Demon Souls because after you beat Dark Souls, you want to play more of it again, but you want something new.
Mm-hmm.
So then I beat Demon Souls, and I beat that, like, I'd already played it for about 24 hours, and I beat it in 32 hours. Like, not an additional, but at the 32-hour mark. So there's a learning curve, but whenever you learn it, everything is so much easier.
Yeah. And a lot of things. Here's the thing about what my brother said my little brother said when he get a Dark Souls. It's not necessarily that the game is difficult. It's just that you need a lot of patience to learn the mechanics, and you need to die.
He's right. Yeah.
Die a lot.
Well, that's the tagline of the series. Prepare to die.
Prepare
the
to
reason
die.
why the tagline is it's not that they do things like they pull the rug from out under your feet and then you like fall down. They don't do that. You just need to learn certain things, and there are things you can learn without dying. Then there are things that you learn by dying. It's you acquire experience points by dying.
Yeah.
And then you go back, you get your souls back. But if you can make it through it without dying, then you didn't really need those souls in the first place. Now did you?
Yep. And that's also a thing because a lot of people my brother also made this mistake. He quit Dark Souls. A lot of times he quit Dark Souls because he died, and he had to like basically he died at the point where like there's another he tries to retrieve his other soul, that the last point where he died, but he died trying to retrieve it, and the soul is like tons of time, like thousands. So like he couldn't be bothered doing it all over again. Even though he said to me that you should have actually get through that. You should actually be willing to like risk thousands and thousands of souls just to get through the game.
No, yeah, like that's why for Dark Souls 3, there's this point that you reach early in the game where the souls, like, they go from cheap, like your level ups go from cheap, to like, holy shit, I can't afford these. Because if you're not willing to, like, either you're not dying enough, or the game's obviously, you're like, you've plateaued already in terms of skill, so you need to wait till you're in a more difficult area. That's why I went through like 16 hours of the game without leveling up once.
Oh. Because I don't think, because the leveling up, I don't think it's like significant, because my brother said that the leveling up is only like at a significant point. Like, for example, some of the skills, like the maximum you get to it is only all the way to level 40. By the time it goes over level 40, it just increases very little. So it doesn't really worth putting points in them.
Yeah, and that was by design. Like, if you're one of those people who cares about maxing things out, of course you're going to do it. But if you're one of those people, that just cares about being as powerful as you can without, like, sinking an excessive amount of time, then, there's no point going to 99.
Yeah, there's no point going at 99. I think 40 a lot is enough. My brother beat it in like, he only has like a lot of his stats like 50-50 on most, and never really even bothered upgrading it ever since. And he's
the first time I killed a red spirit, it was on PS3. They invaded me, and it was in the Undead Burg. They had stuff that was like in-game equipment that you got. I got lucky and I backstabbed them. And keep in mind, I'm just a low level, so this ain't gonna kill them.
Mm-hmm.
But they managed to fall off the ledge.
Oh. That is nice.
And that was probably one of the funny. I really wish I had recorded it, or like I could have recorded it, because that was the funniest thing ever. Just like a level 10 scrub who's just now started playing the game beat someone who had in-game equipment.
Okay.
By backstabbing them and then pushing them off the ledge.
Oh god, that is lucky. That was so lucky.
Yeah.
Still though,
they didn't have soul for shit though.
You guys enjoy the rest of the stream. I actually have to get going. I have work in the morning apparently.
Okay, Switch, you have a good night.
Yeah, actually, we've gone through like an hour and 30 minutes here. Hard 30 minutes more. So I think we should this should be a good point to stop here. So. Thank you guys so much for enjoying into the stream. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Guys and the patrons, thank you guys so much for the chat. It's been absolutely great. I also need to do stuff here in the morning, and thankfully I don't have no school today, so I can just literally do whatever I want. Probably get into the podcast.
Oh, that's nice.
I'll see you guys later.
I have two.
Yeah, I'll see you guys later.
2 exams coming.
Oh,
See
great.
ya.
See you guys.
Yeah, it was good talking to you.
All right, bye.
Yeah.
And with everyone here who's in the chat. Good meeting all of you. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Peace.